There are 2 carts behind me that you can see. There's 1 cart and there's 2 carts. And I also have my reading journal with me because I have every book on these carts I actually put in my reading journal for Clear the Cart. So they're all in there, and there's some stats in here as well, like page count, genre, release date, what it's rated, so like adult, YA, middle grade, etc. And then also if it's clean or not, like if it's supposed to be clean or not. And so, yeah, so I have all of the books in here. I don't remember how many books are actually like in here, or like on the cart, but there's quite a few. I think there's like well over 100. I know that. But also, so like for instance, here you just have Aragon. You don't have the whole series. The whole series is in here, but in order to save space and put more books on here, I just did the first book or the next book. As like here we have Crown of Midnight because I've already read Throne of Glass. So Crown of Midnight is here. And then if I read this, then I will replace it with Assassin's Blade, if that makes sense. Okay. So these are our carts, and I can actually go through and tell you what is on each cart. So on cart 1, row 1, so this is cart 1, this is row 1. We have Hot Wax by M.L. Rio. We have Welcome to Murder Week by Lauren Duquesne. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Starling House by Alex Haro. A Happier Life by Christy Woodson Harvey. Ghost Rider by Julie Clark. My Magnolia Summer by Victoria Benton Frank. The Second Chance Cinema by Thea Weiss. You Never Know by Tom Selleck. Funny Story by Emily Henry. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. And then there's some on the side because they were hardback and I didn't want to put them in anything else that would make it really difficult to get out. So we also have A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. And then the second book to that would be A Curse Carved in Bone, also by Danielle L. Jensen. She's Not Sorry by Mary Kubica. A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. And Violet Thistlefoot. Oh, sorry. No, there's still more. Violet Thistlewaite is not a villain anymore by Emily Krumfowitz. I don't know how to say that. Before I Forget by Tori Harrywood Hohen, however you say that. Stolen Heir and The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black. Okay, so then this is cart 2, row 1. We have The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haddett. The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop. How to Giggle by Hannah Berner / Paige DeSorbo. I think that's how you say that. Incidents Around the House by Josh Millerman. Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. Andromeda by Therese Bowman. Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. Our Infinite Fates by Laura Sivan. My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. Kill for Me, Kill for You by Steve Kavanaugh. The Last One at the Wedding by Jason Rekulak? I don't know. And then on the side here, we have Carmilla by J. Sheridan Fanu. A Girl Who Fell Behind the Sea by Axie O. Forget Me Not by Stacey Willingham. The Cliffs by J. Courtney Sullivan. When We Were Birds by Ayanna Lloyd Bonwo. And then we have the Powerless series. So Powerless, Powerful, Reckless, Fearless, and Fearful by Lauren Roberts. Obviously, Powerful through Fearful is not on the cart, just Powerless, but you understand. And then we have cart 1, row 2, and I just closed the book, of course I did. So cart 1, row 2 is Lost Souls Meet Under a Full Moon by Mizuki Tsujimura. We have Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, Mockingbird Court by Janelle Black, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, Kill the Farm Boy by Delilah S. Dawson, Sister Butcher Sister by K.O. Alden? I don't know. Water Moon by Samantha Soto Yambao. It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. The Green Kingdom by Cornelia Funk. Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. The Way of the Shadows and the Shadow's Edge by Brent Weeks. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Tales from the Cafe. And then also Before Your Memory Fades, all by Toshikazu I don't know I don't want to butcher that. I don't want to make it worse. But again, I only have the first one on here. And then on the side, we have Midnight by Dean Koontz, Small Favors by Aaron A. Craig, Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter, and A Theory of Dreaming by Ava Reed. And then we have Cart 2, Row 2. We have The Mysterious Bakery on Rue de Paris by Evie Woods, The Blue Bistro by Ellen Hildebrand, The Lantern of Lost Memories by Sanaka Hiraji, If Cats Disappeared from the World by Genki Kawamura, Crown of Midnight, just the whole Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I'm not going to go through all those names. We have Budgeting 101 by Michelle Kagan, who's a CPA. Castle in the Air and House of Many Ways by Diana Wynne Jones. That's books 2 and 3 of the Howl's Moving Castle series. We have Aragon, the whole series of Aragon by Christopher Paolini. Kiki's Delivery Service by Iko Kadono. The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. Finlay Donovan Digs Her Own Grave by El Casimano. The Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters. The Twilight Garden by Sarah Nisha Adams. When She Was Me by Marlee Bush. 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. And then we have, last but not least, Cart 1, Row 3, which is like, you can't really see this row, but it's there. And we have Jodi Picoult's A Spark of Light. The Ragamuffin Gospel by Brennan Manning. The Magician's Assistant by Ann Patchett. Angels and Demons by Dan Brown. Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. A Time to Kill by John Grisham. First Love, Second Draft by Becca Kinzer. Say It Out Loud by Ashley Schumacher. Authentically Izzy by Pepper Bosham. Positively Penelope, also by Pepper Bosham. And then we have the whole Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer. We have Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic series by G. Penner, so books 1, 2, and 3. I have to sneeze. It's gone. Okay. Dracula. Oh, no, it's back. Dracula by Bram Stoker. The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. Immortal Consequences by L.V. Marie. Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. And then we have the Daughter of the Pirate King series, books 1, 2, and 3 by Trisha Levenseller. And Fake Skating by Lynn Painter. Okay, and then Cart 2, Row 3. Cart 2, no. Why do I keep saying that? Cart 2, Row 3. So the third row. Okay, we have the Printed Letter Bookshop. Yes. The Printed Letter Bookshop, the Memory Library, the Divine I'm not giving out. I stopped doing that. Okay. The Printed Bookshop by Catherine Ray, the Memory Library by Kate Story, the Divine Comedy of Dante's Inferno by, I forget who this author's name is. No, that's just translated by him. Oh, wait, who wrote this book? The Divine Comedy of Dante Alighieri Inferno. But you know what? I don't know. Maybe it's by that name that I just said. Okay. Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Is God Just a Human Invention? And 17 Other Questions Raised by New Atheists by Sean McDowell and Jonathan Morrell. You Are Not Enough, and That's Okay. Escaping the Toxic Culture of Self-Love by Allie Beth Stuckey. The Sword of Kagan by M.L. Wong. Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. The Love of My Afterlife by Christy Greenwood. The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And then last but not least, Murder at Lakeside Library by Holly Danvers. Okay, so we have all of our books, and I don't want to lose my place. Let me just put a bookmark here. We have all of our books for the carts, and we're going to choose a January TBR, which is very exciting. I kind of miss filming these TBRs, and I'm so excited because I have a jar. There's a lot of prompts in here. Did I just drop one? No, I didn't. Okay, there's a lot of prompts in here, and some of them are super fun and very creative. I was trying to go something that like you would have to judge the cover for some of these prompts. You will have to judge the cover. But some prompts are just fun. Like there's one that's like a wild card, and I can choose anything in my entire library. It doesn't have to be on these cards. And then I have some prompts that are like row 1, and you have to choose a book from row 1. So we're going to choose our January TBR. Very exciting. Let me get like a good one. Actually, you know what? Because this jar is so fun, but also I fear I won't be able to really mix it up. Do you know what I mean? So let me get a bag. Okay, we have secured a bag, and we're going to put the prompts in the bag. And now we have an empty jar. Okay. And then Okay, yeah, that feels better shaken. And we have our bag. I'm going to pick 8 prompts. Actually, I'm going to pick 7 because I have my book club book is the names this month. So I already have 8 books technically. So I'll pick 7 prompts. And the first prompt is a book bought in 2025. Okay, so a book bought in 2025. I really want to read Hot Wax. Like, it's honestly like, I really, really, really want to read this. So we're going to go ahead and choose Hot Wax as our first prompt. This book, oh my gosh. This book is summer 1989. 10-year-old Suzanne is drawn like a magnet to her father's forbidden world of electric guitars and tricked out cars. When her mother remarries, she jumps at the chance to tag along on the concert tour that just might be Gil and Kil's wild ride to glory. But fame has sharper fangs than anybody realized, and the band blazes up the charts. Internal power struggles set Gil and his group on a collision course destined for a bloody reckoning, one shrouded in mystery and lore for years to come. The only witness to a desperate act of violence, Suzanne spends the next 29 years trying to disappear. She trades the chaos and music of her youth for the quiet of the suburbs and the company of her mild-mannered husband, Rob. But when her father's sudden death resurrects the troubled past she tried so hard to bury, she leaves it all behind and hits the road in search of answers. Hitching her fate and Gil's beloved car to an old Airstream trailer and the 2 vagabonds who call it home, she finds everything she thought she'd lost forever: desire, adventure, and the woman she once wanted to be. But Rob refuses to let her go. Determined to bring her back when he thinks she belongs, Rob chases her across the country and drives her to a desperation all her own. Drenched in knockdown, drogged out, rock and roll, Hot Wax is a raucous breakneck ride to hell and back, where getting lost might be the only way to find yourself and save your soul. I'm excited to read this. I'm very excited. Okay, so Hot Wax will be our first pick, and then let's get a second book. We have a prompt. Oh, let me just put this prompt in this book so that I don't forget it. Strong friendship. Oh, a strong friendship. We'll do Castle in the Air by Diana Wynne Jones because this is the second book in the Howl's Moving Castle. And I know that Howl was like very good friends. This is also a middle grade book. So this one is by day, Abdullah is a humble carpet merchant, yet in his dreams he is a prince. But his dreams start to come true when he meets the lovely flower in the night. When the hideous Jin carries flower off into the sky, Abdullah is determined to rescue her if he can find her and if he can avoid all the ferocious villains who seem to be after him. But how will he possibly succeed with only a bad-tempered genie and an unreliable magic carpet to help him? I don't know, maybe not this one. Hold on. Let's find one that's about friends. What about Kiki's delivery service? Half-witch Kiki never runs from a challenge, so when her 13th birthday arrives, she's eager to follow a witch's tradition. Find a new town to call home for 1 year. Brimming with confidence, Kiki flies off to the seaside village of Koriko, expecting that her powers will easily bring happiness to the townspeople, but gaining the trust of the locals and finding success is trickier than she expected. With her faithful, wisecracking black cat Gigi by her side, Kiki faces new challenges and forges new friendships, ultimately realizing that magic can be found in even the most ordinary places. Blending fantasy with the charm of everyday life, this new translation of Iko Kadono's beloved classic will bewitch the hearts of new readers and dedicated fans alike. I mean, I remember the movie, and then in the movie, the cat was like her very close friend, and also there was that little boy that was like her friend. Maybe we'll do this one. Unfortunately, a lot of books are not about friendship. They're about not friendship. So we'll do this one. Okay, sounds good. Let's get our third book. Let me see. Let's get a good one. We got to shuffle this a lot. Okay. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, I dropped it again. Okay. A book that made someone cry. Oh, okay. A book that made someone cry. I know people have cried reading Redeeming Love. I've heard that. It's very touching. People have cried reading the series, but I don't know about this particular book of Throne of Glass. Let's see. We need a sad book. Sad book. I've heard people get teary-eyed reading Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Oh, and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. That one's always kind of like a hit or miss. Some people cry, some people don't. Oh, let's do Before I Forget. Because this is like, the whole premise is that it's sad. It's about, hold on, let me just tell you what it's about. Call it inertia, call it quarter-life crisis, whatever you call it, Cricket Campbell is stuck. Despite working at a Zeitgeisty wellness company, the 26-year-old feels anything but well. Still adrift after a tragedy that upended her world a decade ago, she has entered early adulthood under the weight of a new burden, her father's Alzheimer's diagnosis. When Cricket's older sister Nina announces it's time to move Arthur from his beloved Adirondack lake house into a memory care facility, Cricket has a better idea. In returning home to become her father's caregiver, she hopes to repair their strained relationship and shake herself out of her perma-funk. But as Cricket settles back into the family house at Catwood Pond, a place she hasn't visited since she was a teenager, she discovers that her father possesses a rare gift. As he loses his grasp of the past, he is increasingly able to predict the future. Before long, Arthur cements his reputation as an unlikely oracle, but for Cricket, believing in her father's prophecies might also mean facing the most painful parts of her history. As she begins to remember who she once was, she realizes that the path forward often starts by going back. With laughed-out-loud humor and profound grace, Before I Forget explores the nuances of family, the complexities of memory, and how sometimes the people we know the best are the ones who surprise us the most. And I know that this was like on Book of the Month. I remember there was like a sad face, so I'm pretty sure it's sad. We will use that as our... Oh, I just dropped all the prompts. Okay, now that we've cleaned those up, oh my gosh. Okay, be careful where you lie the bag. So let's pick prompt number 4. Everyone's read this except for me. I don't know what that means. Oh, maybe it was like everyone wanted to read it and then it wasn't for me. So we're gonna do, oh, actually, you know what? Even better. I dropped it. Let's do Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo because I did softy enough this because it just was not I wasn't in the mood for it at the time. So this is Galaxy. Alex Stern is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class. Raised in the Los Angeles hinterlands by a hippie mom, Alex dropped out of school early and into a world of shady drug-dealing boyfriends, dead-end jobs, and much, much worse. In fact, by age 20, she is the sole survivor of a horrific, unsolved multiple homicide. Some might say she's thrown her life away, but at her hospital bed, Alex is offered a second chance to attend one of the world's most prestigious universities on full ride. What's the catch and why her? Still searching for answers, Alex arrives in New Haven, tasked by her mysterious benefactors with monitoring the activities of Yale's secret societies. Their 8 windowless tombs are well-known haunts of the rich and powerful, from high-ranking politicos to Wall Street's biggest players, but their occult activities are more sinister and more extraordinary than any paranoid imagination might conceive. They tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. Okay, cool. See, the premise sounds interesting. I don't know, maybe I just read it at the wrong time. Who knows? But that's book 4. We got 3 more books to pick. Book with a map. Okay, this is always going to be a fantasy book. So we need a book with a map. I feel like everybody's screaming at me. I can feel you screaming. Does this have a map though? Oh my gosh, I can't even turn the page. Here we go. There is a map. Okay, fine, we'll continue. Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. Look, I did get far in it because I was tabbing. So we were getting into it. Okay, so we've got 5 books. That was actually really fast. A book by an author I own a lot of. Oh, I would say Ellen Hilderbrand. I own so many of her books and I've just been collecting them. So this one is Adrienne Dealey has spent the past 6 years working for hotels in exotic resort towns. This summer she has decided to make Nantucket home. Left flat broke by her ex-boyfriend, she's desperate to earn some money fast. When the desirable Thatcher Smith, owner of Nantucket's hottest restaurant, is the only one to offer her a job, she wonders if she can get by with no restaurant experience. Thatcher gives Adrienne a crash course in the business, and they share an instant attraction. But there's a mystery about their situation. What is it about Fiona, the Blue Bistro chef, that captures Thatcher's attention again and again? And why does such a successful restaurant seem to be in its final season before closing its doors for good? Despite her uncertainty, Adrienne must decide whether to open her heart for the first time or move on, as she always does. That is book 6. And our last book! Let's get a good one. I want like a really good prompt. Because there's some in here that are just like some of these prompts, like, I feel like, I don't know, the prompts that I've gotten so far do not capture how excited I am. A book that will challenge me. Oh, okay. That, I would say, is a nonfiction book. So I would go with either a finance book or The Anxious Generation. I might do... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's do this one because I've already started it. This might be cheating, but that's okay. I can't get it. This is Thinking Fast and Slow by Danielle Kahneman. And this is like, I've already ripped it. Oh my gosh. This is about, it's an economics book, but from what I've grasped so far from reading it is it's challenging like how we think, like quite literally challenging how we think, and how there's two different modes in how we think. There is the immediate mode where you just make quick judgments because you have past experiences. And then there's the longer mode where you make educated guesses based upon information that you are still gathering. So yeah, we're gonna do an economics book. Okay, cool. Thinking Fast and Slow. That is so, like, it's such a chunky book too. It's so daunting. I realize I read a lot of chunky books, but like not economics. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not reading chunky economic books. So those are going to be our 7 prompts for January. And so I'm going to update my reading journal and put my January page. I'm going to put my January TBR and then all of that other stuff. Hold on one second. Let me grab my book club book so that I can add that to the list as well. Okay, so this is what we're reading for book club. It's called The Names by Florence Knapp. And this is about a woman who is wondering if, in the wake of a catastrophic storm, Cora sets off with her 9-year-old daughter, Maya, to register the birth of her son. Her husband, Gordon, respected in the community, but a controlling presence at home, intends for her to follow the long-standing family tradition and name the baby after him. But when faced with the decision, Cora hesitates. Spanning 35 years, what follows are 3 alternate and alternating versions of their lives, shaped by Cora's last-minute choice of name. In richly layered prose, The Names explores the painful ripple effects of domestic abuse, the messy ties of family, and the possibilities for autonomy and healing. Through a prism of what-ifs, Florence Knapp invites us to consider the one precious life we are given. Full of hope, this is the story of 3 names, 3 versions of a life, and the infinite possibilities that a single decision can spark. It is the story of one family and love's endless capacity to endure, no matter what fate has in store. The book's brilliantly imaginative structure, propulsive storytelling, and emotional gut-wrenching power are certain to make The Names a modern classic. So this is our book club book for January, and it's very exciting. I'm actually super stoked. We just had our book club meeting this morning, and we were discussing how we have been at book club for 1 year, and we have been participating for 1 year in our book club together, just reading books, meeting up once a week to talk about the chapters that we've discussed, or that we've read, discussing the chapters that we've read. And it's been so fun. And people have like given their thoughts on the book club and how it's like helped them. One of the people that are in our book club, she was telling us how she used to rate everything like 4 or 5 stars. She's never given anything lower than that. But because of our book club and because of our discussions, she started to critically think a lot more. And she gave her first 2-star book this year where she was like, actually, it was not well written. And so that's been awesome. It's just to have that discussion with people and to really be able to critically think about a book and talk about its pros and cons has been awesome and very exciting. And I really like that. And so it's not that we're bashing books. It's not that by any means. It's just that we are looking very deeply into these books and constructing well thought. Okay, I say well thought, but sometimes it's just like, that was whack. But we are definitely like discussing books in a manner that excites me because I get to hear your guys' opinions and you get to hear my opinions, and there's like conversation back and forth. Like sometimes people are like, I just didn't understand this part. And then somebody else is like, oh, okay, well that explains like XYZ. Like this is why that happened. And this is like, if you remember this little small detail way back when. And that's been so cool and awesome to witness. We just finished our last book of 2025, which was The Hobbit. And we all gave it a 3-star read because we were stopping and talking about the chapters and able to critically think. And we were able to go in and say, you know what? Actually, the movies were better, shockingly. Like, because the movies, there were 3 movies for 1 book. And the book was just very fast. Like it was like, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, next paragraph. Whereas like the movies explored that a lot more. So you got a lot more detail. And yeah, it was a really great discussion. We had a good time. We talked for an hour. They're not always an hour. Sometimes they're just 30 minutes, but up to an hour, I guess. And we just all had a really good time. I do hope that if you are interested in joining the book club, that you will, especially if you're interested in reading this book and discussing it with people who also want to talk about books. So there's a lot of channels in the Discord server. You can talk in all of those channels, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything. Let's go through the 8 books that I will be reading, hopefully reading in January. I don't think I'm going to get to all of these books. I truly don't, but I hope to get to at least like 3, maybe 4 of them, you know? There are a couple books that I'm already started and in the middle of and will probably finish up soon. Like one is that potty training book, because we're going to potty train starting on Monday. So I'm going to hope to finish that either today or tomorrow. I will finish that book, but we'll see. Okay, so these are the 8 books that I have on my January TBR. We have on the bottom, we have The Names by Florisnap. That is our book club book. ML Rio's Hot Wax is going to be a book that I bought in 2025. And then the next book is Kiki's Delivery Service, and that one is A Strong Friendship. Then we have Before I Forget, and that book is something that makes people cry. We have Ninth House, which was a book that everybody liked except for me. We're going to try again though. And then we have Sarah J. Maas' Crown of Midnight, continuing that series because it is a book with a map. And we have Ellen Hilderbrand's The Blue Bistro, a book by an author that I have a lot of. And then the last book is one that's going to challenge me, and that is Thinking Fast and Slow, which is an economics book. Oh, okay. Well, we're losing books. We have all 8 books here, and I'm excited. I will let you know how that goes, and we will discuss some other videos that I do want to film, which will be filmed at some point. I don't know when they're going to get filmed. One of the videos that I do want to film is an in-depth physical TBR of every book that I own, and that is taking me forever to film. I'm still filming that. It's just going to be a very long time when that happens. So I don't know when that's coming out, but it'll probably be like a 2 to 3 part series. And then another book that I want to film is every book that I have ever read and kept. So there's a lot of books that I've read, but I didn't keep them. Obviously, I've sold a ton of books on PANGO. There's still books going up on PANGO, so check that regularly. There's a lot of books that I have kept because I do very much enjoy them. And yeah, I would love to do a video on like the books that I read in like 2023, 2024, even books that I've read in like 2020 and kept. Yeah, all of those books. I want to talk about those and do a whole video on that. So I have a lot of video ideas. It's just filming them that's really difficult because I don't like to film at night because I don't have the light, but then that means I can only film when she's napping, and that's pretty unpredictable. So there we have it. Anyways, that's all that I have for today. I would love to know what is on your guys' January TBR though, so leave comments down below, and then don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you want more content like this. And you should join the Discord server too. The Discord link is in the bio. It's always in the bio, and that is for the book club. So if you're interested in doing the book club with us, we would love for you to join. It's a lot of fun. It's very small. There's just 3 of us right now that meet every Saturday, but it's super fun and I really enjoy it. So yeah, you can definitely participate. I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.